South Africa, welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Mbuli. It's another hot edition of Afternoon Express, and today we're joined by two of the hottest names in South African television. They are beautiful actress and TV presenter Minnie Dlamini and the bubbly and eccentric Expresso Morning show host Katlego Maboe. We're also joined by couture designer Jacques LaGrange, who's brought a few items from his latest collection along with him, and we'll be taking a look at the journey of three young South African photographers, which is documented in their book called The 2020 Journey and is now being turned into a documentary film. Danilo's in the kitchen.
Indeed. Good afternoon, South Africa, and welcome to Afternoon Express. My name is Danilo Acquisto. Now, in the kitchen today, you would have noticed that we're doing something similar to what's going on in the rest of the show, because there are so many personalities in the loft today. We've decided to give a personality to the dish, and that personality is spicy. Right.
You need to tell me these things before we go live, Danilo.
We're making something so delicious today, and I'm very excited about it, and it is going to be nice and spicy, but sticky too.
And I'm hoping to be in the kitchen with you, but it's Bonnie and I, we're gonna tackle this one together, and it's a serious dish.
For once I get to enjoy something that comes out of this kitchen, not have to serve it, so I'm very glad about that. What are we making?
We're making peri-peri, not chicken, pork ribs.
Oh, that sounds so delicious. And if you guys like ribs and want to make it in a really cool style, we'll show you how to do that exactly right here on Afternoon Express. And if you want to cook along with us, you can find that recipe on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. The shopping list will also be available for you. So what you do is you just print that out, you go take it to the shops with you, and you'll be able to find all those ingredients for you. And we'll make it for you on air today, like we said, to show you all the different steps on how to get that process done. Joining us on the couch now is a lady whose personality is anything but Minnie.
Thank you. The moment we've all been anticipating. From a young age, she was always energetic, and her dream was always to meet Nelson Mandela, which she achieved at the age of 12 when she won Little Miss South Africa. Since those days, she's consistently reached for bigger and bigger dreams. To date, she's been a Metro FM DJ. She's presented the music show live on SABC1. She's acted in film and on the small screen. There's very little she hasn't done, really. Joining us in the loft is Miss Minnie Dlamini.
Hey, Bon.
Welcome, my love.
Thanks for having me.
The last time we saw each other, we were on set playing. I was playing your mom.
You were playing my mom.
I'm very proud of what you've done with your life since then.
Thank you, Mom.
Speaking of which, you have a very close relationship with your mother. What role does she play in your life?
Oh, well, my mother's my best friend, my biggest supporter, and disciplinarian. You know, my mother's the first person to call me when she feels like I'm going out of line. And she always makes sure she keeps me in check. She says, you know what, at the end of the day, it's not just your name, but it's our name that you carry.
Yes.
So, oh, it's my mommy.
Yeah, that's your mommy.
So, yeah, she's a very strong woman, and yeah. I really aspire to be a wife and mother just like her.
That's incredible. And you're also very proud of your Zulu heritage, right?
Yeah.
And we see that a lot. What do you want to pass on to your children that you think is an essential part of being Zulu?
Well, what I really want to pass on is my cultural heritage, and I really want to I want to pass on the practices that we do. You know, so many people, you know, feel like some of the things are not necessary. Some people feel like it's not important to come of age in your culture anymore.
Wow.
Because it's not Western enough. And I'm saying that, you know what, this is my identity, this is who I am, and I'm officially Intombi Zulu. I can actually say it. I'm a Zulu woman.
You say that.
And I love it, and I love the fact that it's something that gives me identity, and that's something I want to pass on to my kids, because that's the one thing that sets us apart from everyone else.
Yeah, yeah. Your journey began really early in the entertainment industry at 12 when you won Little Miss South Africa. What did that entail?
Oh, that was a crazy time. I mean, I just remember looking at all the previous Miss South Africas, Abasi, you know, Joanne Strauss, and all of them. They would win, and then 2 weeks later, they're meeting Nelson Mandela. So I was like,
and you were
this is my mission. This is what I needed to do. So I entered.
Very strategic, very thought out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when I won, I wrote him a letter. It got sent to his office, and they responded and flew me to Joburg to meet him.
And what was that like?
It was really, he was incredibly tall. It doesn't look like it in the picture, but I was literally minute next to him, and I'm in heels. And he just, I remember walking into the room.
You were born in heels.
Right, literally. And I walked in, and he just had this calming presence.
Wow.
In Zulu, we say, unesthunzi.
Unesthunzi.
Yeah, and he had that presence, and I just remember feeling short of breath. And then I was like, snap back, you need to ask him all these questions. And I did. I was just like a blabbermouth. And I think he was quite fascinated.
That's amazing. And then in 2010, you got thrust into the national spotlight on Live. How did that come about? And what did that experience teach you?
Well, I was actually living in Cape Town. I was studying at UCT. I was well on my mission to becoming the next female president
Yeah,
in South
yeah.
Africa.
Well, which you could still do.
Maybe.
You know.
You know what I mean? It's not necessarily close. And then I just found myself very lost and very, you know, out of touch with who I was. I really did lose touch with who I was and sort of just living the life and going by the motions instead of really just saying, this is my plan, this is what I'm doing.
Right.
And I was at Res one day and I was watching live and they said they were looking for a new presenter. And I was like, this is it. This is what I need to get back to me.
Yeah.
And I entered it, and I think that was the difference between me and the other contestants, was that I didn't necessarily want it, I needed it.
Wow.
You know, I needed it because I was in a very dark place and I'd completely lost who I was. And not dark like, I'm a bit dramatic, but just dark in the sense like I just didn't know who I was anymore, you know? And
you wanted to ignite a fire inside yourself.
I wasn't
again.
excited about life. Every day
Right.
was just the day,
Yeah.
you know? And I won it, and that was probably one of the biggest achievements of my life because it's literally landed me up to where I am today.
And simultaneously, you were hosting Mzansi Insider.
Yeah.
And you were on television twice a week.
Twice a week,
Right.
2 primetime shows on a Monday and on a Friday, which is, I think, a first in South Africa at the time.
And did you enjoy it? Did you love the thrill of it?
I absolutely loved it. I mean, I live for live television. It's like riding a roller
Do you remember the
coaster.
first day you were on live television? How
Yes.
did you feel?
I was almost in tears.
What?
I was so scared.
I think I was too.
I was petrified. And I was in the makeup room and, you know, everyone's, you know what I mean? It was a show that had already been running, you know, so everyone's got their systems and everyone sort of knows what to do. And I'm just sitting there in a corner going, what am I doing? I was almost in tears. And I remember Pila, who was my co-host on Mzansi Insider, he was on live at the time. And he said to me, and he's like, the people voted for you because they saw something.
Wow.
They saw you. So just go out there and be you.
Wow.
And we had a great show.
Well, you nailed it and you're nailing it still. Now, you've
Thank you.
graced many a cover because everybody knows that you're undoubtedly beautiful. But you've lately graced the cover of a Nigerian magazine. How did that opportunity come about? It's an exquisite cover, by the way.
Thank you so much. And the style team there was literally Africa's best.
Wow.
I worked with the best #1 makeup artist in Africa, Bimpe. I worked with Kelechi, who's also one of the top photographers and one of the first photographers in Nigeria. And that was for Style Mania.
Yeah.
And that was because I hosted the African Magic Viewers
Yes,
Choice
you
Awards
did.
last
You
weekend,
did.
this weekend that just passed.
What an incredible platform to be on as well.
It was crazy. You know, I was very nervous about how they were going to receive me because it's a show that's been going on for many years. They use their own talent and you know, their films and their television that they celebrate is largely Nigerian.
Yes.
So I was like, you know, I'm coming in basically as an unknown. Are these people going to receive me? And I got one of the warmest receptions ever. It was a really, really great experience. And I'm hoping to make my way back to Nigeria quite soon.
Yeah, I hope so too. Well, then you're an actress as well. Are we going to get to see more of Minnie the actress in the near future?
I'm hoping so, but we were actually having this conversation earlier. I'm very picky about the roles that I choose.
Yeah.
You know, I really want something that's going to be worth my time because I really don't have time to just say, okay, I'm going to give up 3 months and go be in a film. So I'm looking for that special role that's really going to take me out of my comfort zone. I want people to look at the screen and be like, is that Minnie? Isn't it Minnie?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm really looking for that role. But right now I'm working on a few projects. I've got a few new shows that are coming up.
That's incredible.
And I'm sure you guys will be the first to know.
Yay.
Because it should be on this channel.
Wow, wonderful.
So, yeah.
Well, speaking of acting, we're going to be chatting about you hosting the Saftas soon, right?
Awesome.
We'll be right back with that. After the break, we're making peri-peri pork ribs with buttermilk dressed slaw, and we chat to Expresso Morning show presenter Katlego Maboe. Don't go away.
Experience the world in a way less limited. Apply today at dinersclub.co.za.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express live on SABC3. Now, we're in the kitchen about to make the Game of Thrones meal. Hence, I'm appropriately quite dressed. And we're making peri-peri ribs.
I don't know if you remember this, but one of the first, not the first, but like one of the first few dishes I ever did after the Express.
Together was ribs.
And pork ribs.
Yeah.
We back.
Yeah, and I told you that they were my favorite, and you did it again.
So I heard that we're going to be in the kitchen there, so I was like, you know what? Reunited for Bonnie. Let's just do it.
And it feels so good. Okay.
So
what
after
are we doing?
yesterday's show, we learned all about nutrition, how to treat ourselves and treat our bodies on the inside. You know what I'm saying today? Treat
And
your
now
face.
we're throwing it out the
Treat
window.
your face. So let's get started on our peri-peri dressing, okay? So peri-peri sauces, they vary, but there's a few key elements, and that, first of all, is chili and garlic. That's it. Start off by that, and you're on your way to like victory. Sorted.
Chili and garlic.
Lots of it. So
Okay.
I've got 2 chilies that I've just split down the middle. The machine's going to do all the work for us. And it's, yeah, all the chopping. Don't spend all the time. This is chopped garlic already chopped up. And that's
Right,
6 cloves of
right.
garlic. Lots.
Okay.
Chili. Then we're going in with some peri-peri.
Powder.
We're going with some paprika, my
Some
bad.
paprika,
And just to make it a little aromatic, some lemon zest.
Lemon zest.
And then we got coriander seed and cumin seed. Just whack it all in there. The machine's going to do all the work.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got to season it a little bit. So, a little salt, a little pepper, and we're going to add spring onions. I'm just going to give it a light chop
Okay.
just to break it up a little bit so the machine's not struggling too much. And apple cider vinegar. I love using acid in food. Just vinegar.
does it do?
Lemon juice. And besides bringing all the other flavors together, it lifts it, it elevates it. So going from just a normal sweet, sticky marinade, which this would be,
It gives it a bit of like a...
You know, a little bit of a zing.
Yeah, it pops.
so the vinegar goes in. But what I love about this, because as this is busy cooking, the neighbors will be smelling it. The vinegar and all the spices, it just wafts everywhere. So
Wow.
with the lemons that I've zested, I've kept the whole ones. So there's a little bit of that juice in there. And finally, this is where we're changing it up a little bit. We're going to add some barbecue sauce, because it's going to be a glaze. So we're going to add a little more of that sticky sweetness,
Okay.
and just a little brown sugar. Why
Just
not?
a little.
I mean, as soon as I think...
That don't look like a little to me.
But that's it. That's it. So, whack the machine on. Everything gets going. You should actually smell it already.
I can.
Just from the
I can.
machine.
It's a powerful smell.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, I kept the seeds whole.
I noticed.
I don't want to chop the seeds up, because as that rib's going to cook, you want that bit of texture, right? You want to taste. You want to also
right.
see what you're busy working with.
You always
The
say
pop there.
that. Show me what you're working with. Okay,
So let's just
cool.
pour it in there. That's our marinade done. But obviously,
Yeah, it
pork ribs,
smells
we've got to start
powerful.
off with something besides the marinade. You need pork ribs. So we got ourselves a delicious rack over here.
Wow, that is a fine, good-looking piece of meat.
And you need, when you buy ribs, make sure you're not just getting too much bone. You got to have a little bit of fat, a little bit of meat, and obviously, just if you look at it there, we've got quite a bit to work with today.
Yes, we do.
So
we do.
before the marinade goes on, a little bit of salt.
Where's the best place to get your pork ribs?
You know, get to know your butcher. That's
Your
like
butcher,
I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
Get to know them. You'll see that they'll more than
They'll
likely
save you
end
the
up giving
finest
you.
cuts
There we go.
if you're nice, yeah.
So,
Never hurts to be polite.
Always. That goes to the oven, no marinade, no oil as well. Salt and pepper, whack it on a nice high heat. Let it start going for about, I'll say 200 degrees for about 30 minutes, get that nice color on there, and then turn it out to 160, and we just start marinating it. What happens is, let it go nice and slow, about 2.5 hours.
Would you look at that?
But I don't know what you guys are eating, so I'm gonna have to make a plan, because this is mine.
Oh,
but wait, no, we're sharing
no,
today.
we're sharing this.
We're sharing.
We're sharing this.
One for you, one for me.
Well, I sort this out. Daniela's on the couch with Katleho.
Indeed, he was born and raised in Potchefstroom and says that his biggest passion by far is making music. Ever since he was a young lad in the Northwest Children's Choir, with his bubbly personality and seemingly unlimited supply of energy, it was inevitable that he would make his way to presenting on television. Today, he's the charismatic co-presenter on Expresso Morning show, as well as a Strictly Come Dancing presenter. Joining us in the loft is Katlego Maboe. Now, it feels kind of weird because... Dumela. Legai.
Hey man, that's amazing, dude.
Thanks.
That was really cool.
Thank you. You did not teach me that off air. Hey.
Not at all. This is improv on the spot.
Dude, it feels so weird having to interview you because obviously being presenter of the year, I mean, it's freaking, it's nerve-wracking to be sitting on the same couch
Never,
as you.
never,
I mean,
you can't say that.
The minute I entered the industry, I remember you had just started to rise to fame on Expresso, and it was absolutely exciting to watch you grow. Because I mean,
Yeah, you were still on Hectic.
Yes, man.
And it's been so many years since then. So many things have happened. It's been a wonderful journey that I've enjoyed thoroughly.
So we'll talk about your presenting career as we go, but I think the most important part is all your other passions. I mean, first of all, accountant, you?
Yeah, hey, I could make those books balance, eh? Yeah, I studied 3 years to get my BCom CA degree, after which, I mean, this is a promise that I made to my mom, literally on registration day, and I said to her, I'm going to get this degree for you, and then afterwards, please just give me leeway to do my thing. And after I got it, and I remember, you know, stepping up on stage on my graduation day, and my mom was at the back, and And I was like, yes, that is my release war cry. I can now go forth. And yeah, I've been very, very fortunate because since then I joined Flip a Coin, and you know, they showed me a lot about the entertainment industry, and that's essentially how I made my way to the TV world through this a cappella group called Flip a Coin.
Sure, man. So let's talk a bit about that music. I mean, you've had so many highlights along the way, and you've always said in any interview that I've seen you do about it is that it's always been your first passion and your first love, as it's been. Why so?
I don't know. I think it's just one of those things that is just born in me. In fact, my mom tells a story that I always used to sing along to church songs while she was cooking. She literally had me on her back while she was cooking in the kitchen, and I'd be humming along to church songs. I don't know at what age this was, but it's clearly just always been a part of me. And when I found my way into this new environment and I entered into my first Model C or multiracial school, the only way I could find myself making friends or being part of a community was exercising my ability to sing. And I found that it attracted people to me, and so I, you know, delved deeper within it. And yeah, I think it's just one of those things that I was born with.
And I love the fact that you, even though you've been working in TV and you had all these other passions, I mean, you've always kept that spirit alive. And there've been so many highlights, I'm sure, with your music career. But is there one that stands out for you?
Dude, come on.
I know which one I'm thinking of, but...
Green field, green guys on the one side, black guys on the other side. I'm talking like All Blacks versus Springboks, Ellis Park, singing the national anthem, Nkosi Sikelel, and literally almost not being able to hear yourself because the entire crowd of like 60,000 people are all singing, and then your knees are shaking because you're imagining that about 300 million people across the world are tuned into this broadcast and they're watching you do this. You can't mess it up. It's an incredible honor to be able to sing for your country.
Sure, man. If you couldn't do vibrato, you could do then just the nerves, basically.
All natural.
So we know that obviously you like music, and so you can play the guitar too, right? I hear. So
I do it with my friends, to entertain my friends at home.
Okay, well, we've heard that Bonnie said that we've got Game of Thrones happening in the kitchen, so I'm going to do the rise moment.
What rise moment?
I don't know, behind... Hello? There it is! Okay, well, we brought you a little guitar because we wanted to just have a little improv. Why not?
You guys are amazing here at Afternoon Express.
You're naturally talented, and so we've given you a guitar, and we'd just like to hear a little snippet.
Well, we have my kid. Let's go. I wanna give you some love. I wanna give you some good loving. Said, oh, I wanna give you some good loving. Yeah. I don't know.
Dude, that was amazing. It is so freaking insane.
I only entertain my friends at home with stuff like that.
Yo, man, it is insane. I mean, that must keep you going as you go through your TV career, this like real sense of you with natural talent and the creative arts and kind of going forward.
Yeah, and so far it's been working out well. I've met up with old friends of mine from school, and we've started getting to studio and we're writing material. And yeah, hopefully come next week, the 21st. In fact, after the Saftas, we'll be dropping a track that I think, you know, is something that I want to be a message to our young people out there. And yeah, hopefully they like it, but we'll see. We're still in the process of recording.
So there is a future for this music. There is a future for you in music.
So.
You're going to carry on pursuing it.
If the people love it and they support it, then certainly.
Yeah. Let's talk a bit about Expresso and the sort of journey through there. I mean, everyone knows you as the charismatic dude from there, bilingual, the guy who's, well, more than bilingual. I mean, you've been so exciting to watch grow in the industry.
Thank you. Wow.
Strictly Come Dancing too.
Thank you.
What does presenting mean to you? Why do you continue to do it if music is your first love?
I do it because it's an extraordinary platform that is filled with, I think, a large sense of responsibility where you can have a great impact every single morning. The fact that people choose to wake up and see your face and listen to what you have to say. I mean, you literally set up their day, and the messages that you put through are very, very important. And I think I want to use that platform to have a positive influence on our country, and I want to see our country flourish. And if I can do that through being an energetic and influential person on morning television, I will do it.
Sure. So if someone were to obviously say to you that, listen, I've got a contract, a recording contract for you, or I've got a TV gig for you, you have to choose one or the other, and those are both presented on international platforms or on a local platform that you really, really wanted, where would the answer lie?
How many zeros are behind the comma? Okay? No, I'm joking.
Even number of zeros, honestly speaking.
If it had to come to it, I think right now my passion is certainly in presenting, and I want to run this race for as long as I can, because the music will always be there. I think it'll always be there. It'll always be within me. But this is an industry that you only afford a certain amount of time in the spotlight, and you've got to use it as best as you can for as long as you can. And after that,
and speaking of which, I mean, the more time you spend in that spotlight, the more pressure goes on you to be that guy. And I mean, you still hopefully and still do get yourself involved in a whole bunch of charity works too, and you're involved in a whole number at the moment. So what is the future for you in terms of the sort of social side of what you do?
Well, right now I'm a Goodwill Ambassador for Hope Cape Town, an organisation that focuses on health outreach, prevention and education of HIV and AIDS and other related illnesses, and we work in a community called Blikkiesdorp in the Western Cape. And so I've been kind of canvassing for them wherever I get the opportunity to interact with influential people that could possibly be funders or be support structures for this organisation. And I'm working with many other brands that I'm also associated with to try and help this community to raise itself up. And obviously the more successful we are in that particular community, we can then spread our wings and go around and hopefully one day impact the whole of South Africa. But I'm also very passionate about education, and I'm looking to find ways of helping our young brothers and our young sisters out there get an opportunity in life through education, because I believe that it is so important.
Vital, and someone who's as talented as you are, you've got all the platforms available for you to do that, so I hope so. And as much as everyone usually has a cigarette with a cup of coffee, you are associated with my cup of coffee in the morning, so looking forward to seeing you continue to grow.
I hope it tastes better because of that.
Go be great.
However,
nice to see you. All right, guys, after the break, we're back on the couch. Kat is here with Minnie Dlamini to chat about the upcoming Safta Awards, and we take a look at the 20 Journey Photography Project. Don't go anywhere.
Skip loves your clothes as much as you do.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3. Now, the 10th annual South African Film and Television Awards ceremony is coming up on the 20th of March. This year, Katlego Maboe and Minnie Dlamini are set to host the auspicious occasion. We're back on the couch with both of them.
And it's great to be on your couch.
Reunited,
Listen.
It feels so good.
Oh my gosh, I can feel the chemistry. I can feel the chemistry. Have you guys hosted an award show together before? Have you worked together before?
We worked on Expresso together, actually.
Yeah, we did your stint for about 6 months, was it?
Yeah, no, it was less. It was about 3 months.
It felt longer for me.
It did feel longer.
And what was the experience like?
We hit it off immediately. I mean,
I used to make a coffee in the mornings,
Yeah.
Hashtag #Mochamonyana, but
It clearly worked.
but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really, really looking forward to hosting the Saftas with me. When I heard about it, I mean, I was like, yes.
How did you hear about it? Who called you? What happened?
Well, I think production got in contact with us individually, and I was like, yo, dude, are we doing this together? And he was like, yeah. We're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna kill it. And what I'm excited about more than anything is that Kat and I are actually really, really young. I think two of the youngest in the industry.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I mean,
yes.
one of the things about the Saftas, I mean, always such a great show, but also very serious.
Yes.
And of course, we
yes,
do
because
want...
the actors take themselves
So
very
That's what they said in the memo.
seriously.
It's very serious. I didn't know about that.
It is quite serious.
we'll have to change that.
But we really want to bring sort of a lot of youth and a lot of fun and
a lot of
flair,
lightheartedness.
yeah, to the awards.
But I guess
because
still
it
at the
does
end of the
get
day,
quite serious.
yeah, respecting what it stands for. This is
course.
like the Academy Awards of our
us.
industry,
Yes,
giving respect to all
indeed.
of those people whom we've
Yes.
looked up to for so many years and respecting their work.
Yeah. How many outfit changes can we expect? Or do you not want to give that
No.
away?
I'll leave that to me to do all the outfit changes. I'll
in
just rock a standard.
total, I'm thinking of doing 4.
Okay.
So
okay.
1 red carpet look, 3 looks on stage. I
And
think
what's the outfit changing like behind the scenes? I mean, is it frantic?
It's crazy. I actually documented one of my outfit changes for one of the award shows that I did. I should actually put it online so you guys
Please
can get a
do.
look and see how it really is.
Yeah.
It's really, really frantic. I mean, I've literally had, the shortest change was 2 minutes. And that's hair and makeup change and getting into an outfit.
Wow.
And then getting on stage
And then
saying,
making
"Welcome
sure you
back."
don't rub off the makeup onto the dress you're changing into. Now, Kat, you're nominated twice in one category. I
Very
always
fortunate,
thought
yeah.
that you had a split personality,
Oh,
but now
come
this
on.
confirms it. This confirms it.
You know you can't not win, right?
No, you
Like,
see,
you can't,
but you see,
because
that's
odds
the
are
problem.
brilliant.
My friends have been saying this, like, how awkward would it be if you're standing on stage and then you have to announce the award, and then you either way it's going to be awkward. Like, you either open it up and it's not your name, and you have to go, you know, and then smile, or it is you, and then
No
I try not
doubt
to
you'll
think
pull
about
it
that
off
at all.
charmingly.
No.
So how do we actually
Agreed.
vote for you? Do I call and then say I'm voting for Cat number one,
No,
cat
don't
number
do that.
two.
No,
or do I
please
call
don't.
twice?
Just-
or
there's only one
twin
cat.
How does it work?
There's only one cat. You SMS the number 5 to 33101.
Okay.
Yeah, so the number 5 to
Perfect.
33101. And that's how you
Perfect.
vote for me.
So what do you think we can look forward to this year from the two of you? I mean, you guys are doing big things. Where do you go
By
to
far
from here?
The biggest.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest things about the awards is that they really are going bigger than they've ever gone because it is the 10th year anniversary
Wow.
and 10th year celebration.
Yeah.
So they really want to bring out the legacy of the of our industry as a whole. So
Absolutely, and we're talking about the theme being Imagine, which talks about imagining the future of what our broadcast industry could
Wow,
look
that's
like.
really
So-
beautiful.
And
Yeah.
speaking to production, they said we're going to have some amazing performances that we're not allowed to speak about on air, but it's going to be an absolute smash of a show, and we're looking forward to it.
You wrote a bit of a tune for Minnie.
hey,
Please,
listen.
please do
am
share.
I
Do
getting
serenade
serenaded
her.
on live television?
Yes.
How do you not sit next to Minnie Dlamini and then not feel inspired? So, She's a good girl. She loves her mama. She loves Jesus and Louboutins too. She's Minnie Dlamini.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, John Mayer. That was your melody though. Please don't sue me.
Shine.
I'm gonna make that my ringtone.
Let's head over to the dining room and chat photography with Danilo.
Oh man, this year's Safta is going to be so much fun. Now, our next guest in 2014, they all got together. 3 South African photographers from different cultural backgrounds embarked on a journey of 24,000 kilometers to capture the pulse of our diverse and beautiful country through the lens. They called the project The 20 Journey, and a book of their adventure has already been released. Now they plan to release their story as a documentary. So we're joined by 2 of the 3 photographers, Sipho Mpongo as well as Sean Metlekamp, along with the director of the documentary, Jolyn Minnaar. Now guys, it's really cool to have you all with us today, and I'm very excited to have about this chat because just by the cover of this book, if you guys can see, I mean, it's a hectically controversial cover of the book, the old South African flag with a gentleman holding the flagpole, pulling the ZAP sign. So this must have been a fascinating journey. So Sean, let's first talk about how you guys all got together and how this journey got started.
2013,
Yes.
I met Vickers, who's an Afrikaner from Bloemfontein. I'm from Knysna, English, and Sipho's Xhosa from Langa. Namakwe, yeah. But we met you in Langa. Anyway, so I met Vickers, and it was pretty interesting because he was doing a project on Afrikaner identity, and I went to Bloemfontein with him, and I experienced a side of Afrikaners that I'd never seen before. And I realized after coming out of Oranje that South Africa is a pretty complex, crazy country. Thought about traveling the country because at that time Mandela was really sick. In 2014 national elections were imminent, so it seemed like a good marker, the 20 years. But then the 2 of us going around didn't seem like a vibe. We needed a third element. And then Vickers told me about this dude, Sipho. I was like, I got to meet him. Yeah. And then met him, and we seemed to like gel really well. Yeah.
Sure. So obviously we just showed some footage on screen now of that experience in Bloemfontein and how that process was, and even 20 years down the line, I think you said like a person who potentially had all the access to information, etc., had realized a side to South Africa that you never knew even existed, that there were sides that you thought were long gone and were still existing. And so a fascinating journey for you, I think.
Yes, yeah, totally. I think for Sipho, more so because you had not traveled, right?
Yeah, well, let's talk about that, Sipho, because how did you guys meet together?
We met from the word of mouth, you know, so as he explained, and after that I met the trio, and then we all went out and started shooting. But for me, it was fascinating because it was my first time traveling and getting out of the township and seeing South Africa for what it is. And so every place that I went was new to me, a new experience. I didn't know what to expect, so I was always excited, and sometimes I was scared. So which is those levels of like up and down was quite interesting for me.
Well, let's share some of those stories. What either shocked you or surprised you the most about your journey?
Well, it has to be Oranje, you know.
What did you experience there?
So firstly, like they didn't want me. They were saying where's your pass, you know. And then I was like, I don't have a pass, what are you talking about, you know. Obviously they wanted the tickets that I say I'm a journalist, whatever. And then there's a first pass, and then in a minute there were so many people like with guns and like police are like surrounding me. And then my GoPro was rolling it, and then it's like, what are you doing? He was like, guys, chill, I'm just going around taking pictures, you know. And then they didn't want black people there, and then, but I forced myself there, and then I knew if they did anything to me, then that would prove whatever they're trying to hide or whatever, but they didn't do anything to me.
Sure. And what did you guys feel? I mean, you're taking one of your friends now, a newfound friend, into a space that was very anti-black South Africans. I mean, what was that experience like for you guys?
Well, I think the whole thing was we needed to put ourselves into uncomfortable spaces in order to kind of be disturbed to a degree that we are confused by the reality of South Africa, you know, because there's the official South Africa and then there's the real South Africa. And we experienced the real South Africa over the 7 months of traveling. So for me, again, we were interested in truly authentic South African stories, nothing that was... That's why we didn't have any brands that sponsored us. We wanted to do it ourselves, experience like the highs and the lows, if you want to call it that. And so it was important for Sipho to experience Orania and some, you know, I've experienced some strange spaces as well that I wasn't aware existed, you know. Yeah.
I'm sure for many South Africans who grew up very privileged or have a kind of sheltered lifestyle, I mean, this is something that is so valuable for them to have a look at, because I think it gives you a true snapshot of where our country was in 2014, and I don't think it's progressed much further than that now in 2016. So I think it's a fascinating thing to do, and putting together the book, like you said, must have been quite a journey now. I'd like to hear more about that, but Jolyn, obviously this is now being turned into something a lot more visually accessible, and that's in the video form. Talk to us about the documentary and why the decision to turn something like this into a documentary.
It's amazing. On the journey, they were photographing, but they also filmed their encounters. They had cameras strapped to their chests, and in every single community that they ventured into, they were rolling and capturing the most incredible unmediated footage in their encounters with those communities and with themselves in the van as well. And so it's just an incredible, well, it's quite a lot of footage, but it's incredible footage because it allows South Africans to really see South Africa for the first time in many ways, as you just mentioned, a real way to put your finger on the pulse and understand the very complex and colourful country that we live in.
Just from this footage we're seeing now from Victoria West, I'm pretty sure that was a nice sort of snapshot of what we can expect. But is this a desire just purely to be controversial, or is there a story of hope in this? Is there a message to the rest of the country? Because there's a difference between putting disturbing images and showing people for who they are, and then there's an actual story being threaded through that.
Well, I think the integrity around 20 Journey is not to be controversial or to have a script or to have a certain angle. It really was a quest to go out there and experience 20 years of democracy and understand what's going on out there. So, we're working together. Everyone's working together on the documentary, ensuring that we've covered the whole journey, that there's interesting pockets, that there's fair coverage. I don't think there's any real angle coming from our side. It's just
completely unscripted. Right? So we just saw some footage now from Krugersdorp, and to see what is going on there, I mean, the way that people treat each other, and just to be exposed to that, I think is absolutely valuable. So I'm really looking forward to maybe seeing that and exposing that to the rest of the country, just to give us an idea of where we stand and how we can contribute. So, I mean, if you said there was no sponsors involved with this, how did you guys fund a journey like this? All photographers want to go out and take beautiful photos of the country and to go and experience a journey like this. How are you guys funding this project?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think we felt as though it was our duty as storytellers in 2014 to tell the story. So backed with the weight of that idea and wanting to kind of honor or respect that idea, we didn't want to get involved with brands that were going to tweak the image. So we went to something called Kickstarter, which is an online crowdfunding platform, and that was a pretty stressful month. Yeah, like emailing everybody you know and just saying, hey man, we're doing this thing, do you kind of want to maybe give us a little bit of money to maybe help us? And because we're like just three random guys wanting to do this project, it took a lot of effort to pitch the idea online, and then we got, I think, like 130,000 Rand after a month, and then that's enabled us to go, and we got a private sponsor for the van. So we hustled hardcore,
Sure,
And
it's so
also
incredible.
We starved ourselves. We're not eating that.
We'll feed you today on the show. Don't you guys worry. We'll give you a nice a bit of pork ribs for you guys to fill those bellies of yours. The release date of the documentary, is there one?
We're gunning for the Encounters Film Festival in June. So all systems go, and really excited to bring the next installment. So we've got the book and the documentaries coming soon.
Good luck, guys. I'm so excited to see this journey unfold. I mean, this book is incredible. If you guys can get your hands on it, make sure you guys go do support with the work that they are doing and just get a real experience of where South Africa is at the moment and how you can play a role in changing that. After the break, we take a look at the latest collection from couture designer Jacques LaGrange. So stay right where you are. This March, Diners Club South Africa and Afternoon Express are giving away an exclusive once-in-a-lifetime golfing experience to 21 lucky viewers at 3 of the top courses around the country. In Durban, a golf clinic with the resident golfing coach at the prestigious Zimbali Country Club. In Cape Town, a clinic with Etienne Olivier at the Steenberg Golf Estate. And in Johannesburg, a golfing clinic with top-notch golfing coach Martin Breday at the Royal Johannesburg and Kensington Golf Club. Each winner will also be treated to a luxurious lunch and golfing voucher for 2. Visit afternoonexpress.co.za/giveaways to enter. T's and C's apply and also are available on our website. You have lived, laughed, loved, achieved, received, and been rewarded. What's next? Join Diners Club now.
Another delicious recipe brought to you by Salati Sugar. Always good, always sweet.
Lovely to have you back with us on Afternoon Express live on SABC3. Now, he's been in the fashion business for 15 years, and this experience, combined with his creativity, is central to his success. His elegant and classy designs are an essential for trendsetters with extravagant lifestyles. Joining us in the loft is Jacques LaGrange. Welcome to the loft, Jacques.
Thank you for having me.
I see you got the memo, black.
Not always. My signature.
Is it your signature?
Absolutely.
Wow, you've been quoted saying that couture is not a style, it's a lifestyle.
It's not a party dress, it's a lifestyle.
It's not a party dress, it's a lifestyle.
Correct.
What did you mean by that?
Everybody say they wear couture, but they're not really wear couture because couture is very special and obviously very expensive. So not everybody can wear it.
At all times as well.
At all times, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a Monet painting. So
yeah. And you're known as a couturier.
Couturier,
right?
yes.
And how did you progress to this point? Was it always your aim from the beginning of your career?
I think so. I always liked kind of glamour. I always liked quality. So yeah, it was always, I started off with that.
Yeah. You credit your mom as having played a very pivotal role in your journey. Tell us about that.
I mean, my mother was very elegant, always attended parties. I said, yes, no, don't wear that shoes.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. So, I mean, like I said, she was a big role in me growing up with glamour around me.
Yeah. And what challenges did you encounter on your journey to becoming a designer? I mean, were there any naysayers saying you'll never make any money, there's too many designers out there, what's different about you?
Well, obviously, a lot of people slammed the door in my face. They said I won't make it. It's too expensive. There's too many designers. But you know what? I mean, I don't give a damn about anybody. So I just kind of did my own thing, you know?
Yeah.
The biggest challenge for me was obviously fabrics in this country. Although it's very expensive. I mean, you have to travel the world to find couture fabrics.
And have you been able to do that?
Absolutely, since the beginning.
Wow, what has been the most interesting find on your travels?
I would definitely say Switzerland because, I mean, there you find beautiful fabrics. But unfortunately, it's so expensive. Some of the fabrics is €4,400 a meter. So not everybody can afford that. So although you see it, it's like a candy store. But I mean, you can only look and not touch.
What do you think is unique about our fashion in South Africa?
I don't think it's unique. I think South Africans got a unique style. So they have the fashion or the clothing and they make it their own. That's what's unique in South Africa.
Okay, cool. You've brought along some of your pieces to showcase for us.
Yes.
So let's bring out the first model and you'll just talk us through it.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So obviously a new collection. It was like tulle, a lot of tulle, a lot of bows, always bows. And the accessories...
Always bows, you
always
say?
Bows. The accessories was obviously made for me by Lalu and the headpieces as well. So that's what we've done.
Absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. Why bows? Do you just love bows?
I think women are so special. I mean,
I
I
love
always
bows.
like to wrap them up as gifts. So.
Wow, what do we have here?
It's obviously lace with a beaded camisole underneath, again with a wrap chiffon skirt with the trade bow.
Is black your trademark color that you work with, or is it specifically this collection?
It was specifically this collection, but I love black. If I can work in black every day, I would.
Yeah.
So.
That's incredible. It's beautiful. Wow.
Again, a little chiffon off the shoulder top, tulle skirt, and with the little couture bag. So, yeah.
What is the kind of the signature trait that runs through your designs, do you think, from beginning to end, no matter what collection you're working with at that particular time?
I think very feminine, very elegant, sophisticated, with lots of sex appeal.
Yes. And you've also got international design clients as well.
80% yes.
80%? Wow. How do they come to hear about you? Where do they get your stuff? Where do you advertise? Who is your first international client? And how did they find you?
It was a German girl that I did a wedding dress for, and I never looked back. I don't have a website. I don't have a business card. It's all word of mouth. Fully booked for the year.
Yeah.
Like I said, 80% European-based clients.
Wow. In a world where the fashion industry is so saturated and so many people are designers, what do you think is the impact of fashion today in the world?
I think what makes me different from the rest is obviously my attention to detail. I love to spoil clients. It's like I'm always on time. Punctuality is very big for me. And quality.
Yeah, quality is definitely important. And it's timeless. Never goes out of fashion.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Jacques.
Thank you very much.
Those are gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
Now, after the break, we put the finishing touches on our peri-peri pork rib with buttermilk dressed slaw.
Unlock the M collection.
Five Roses blends only the top 2 leaves of the finest Ceylon teas. Because nobody makes better tea than you and Five Roses.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, if we haven't been enough entertainment for you, make sure you catch Top Billing this evening at 7:30 on SABC3. Tonight, they pay tribute to presenter Jonathan Boynton-Lee as they go on a trip down memory lane and get an inside look into his journey from winning the Top Billing presenter search to being voted SA's sexiest man and favorite TV presenter. They look back at his time on Strictly Come Dancing Season 7 and some of his incredible interviews from Top Billing, including A-list celebrities like Cameron Diaz and Leslie Mann. All of this tonight on Top Billing, 7:30 on SABC3. Something else that's cooking is Bonnie in the kitchen.
Of course I'm cooking, Danilo. But now, I could have sworn there was more of these ribs when I last saw them. Are these the 2 racks?
They are, but I'm agreeing with you. It was a little higher, so I'm looking around.
Yeah.
I'm looking at people with like some.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
There we go.
okay, our cameraman
Gravy
is
stained
guilty.
smiles. Okay. There we go.
We'll make up for it with the slaw.
So
Okay.
let's
What
get
are we going to
cracking.
do?
We're going to start off with some. I'm crazy about purple cabbage.
I also am. I love it. I put it in my smoothies. I do everything with it.
And that's true. Yes, you can use it in
Yeah,
smoothies.
yeah.
So let me just start slicing, fast chopping. This is a simple one. It's just red cabbage. I've got some carrots over there.
Okay.
And finally slice the cabbage. If you a bit worried about sharp knives around the kitchen, get a mandolin and just use the guard. That's the easiest way to get thin slices out of vegetables. You will look like such a pro.
It's that...
No, that's the other one. It's the one literally is like a board with a blade. And all you do is you just swipe.
Oh, wow.
There
Okay,
you go.
okay, cool. But you're a pro, so we're not going to worry right now.
And that's all. Let's get the cabbage in there. What else have we got? So we've got some buttermilk, and that's the difference. Because our ribs are really, it's rich.
Yeah.
It is. It's a peri-peri glaze on them. So you know they're going to be spicy and sweet.
Wonderful.
So we're going to just mellow that down a little bit with a little tart buttermilk. Again, like that acid that...
I was going to ask you about that. Why buttermilk? I would never have associated slaw with buttermilk.
And it's just because of that reason that it's got a slight sourness to it. And we kind of need that to cut through the richness of our ribs today.
Yeah, okay.
So, some parsley.
The word is tart, not tangy. Tart.
Well, tart, why not? Tangy, it's all the same thing, kind of.
Okay.
And parsley with the stalks in.
Okay.
You see, it was going to be coriander. But I don't even know this. Danilo doesn't really like it.
He doesn't like coriander.
No. And you know, I'm bonding with that guy.
Of course, this is all about what Danilo likes,
no,
right?
No, it's not. I cater to everyone. I mean, the pork ribs for you, parsley for Danilo.
I'm teasing. My favorite thing to do in the world is to tease Danilo. Okay.
So I've got a nice fancy peeler. You don't need this. You can just grate your carrot.
Yeah, that
I'm
is
doing
fancy.
it because we're just trying to be fancy. And then also, this does save so much time in the kitchen if you don't want to be standing there grating. And also,
it does. It's lovely.
Like my girlfriend says, don't ask a woman to grate something because it could nails. But I mean, I'm always in the kitchen looking after her.
Oh,
So-
you're a good man.
Hey,
you're a good
brownie
man.
boy.
Yeah, that's why I don't grate. I hate grating.
No,
I always grate my nails. And then everyone has my nails in their food.
Mine are nice and short. You see, you got to be...
Exactly.
You have to. So we got the parsley, and then we got our red cabbage, and then our carrots. Super crunchy. Lastly, spring onions. I cannot get enough of spring onions. I put them in almost everything.
In everything.
Almost in my smoothies. I'll stop there, though. So let me... And again, rough chop. Don't do it too finely. You want people to see what they're eating.
We want it rustic.
Very, very.
Hipster cooking.
There we go. I almost took a finger off there. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
So spring onions in there. And then we spoke about the buttermilk. That's going to go in. And a little bit of mayonnaise, just to bring it all together. But it's more buttermilk than mayonnaise. Otherwise, it's just a normal slaw.
Lovely. And does the buttermilk thicken the mayo? Because sometimes the slaw can get quite too juicy. Like mine always gets too juicy, too watery.
In that case, then, I think use less mayonnaise. The buttermilk doesn't thicken the slaw, though. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Wish I had a proper answer for the problem you
Here
have.
I am thinking I'm getting all fancy with my questions. Okay, cool.
So now the last thing we have to do is give it a bit of a mix. And we're going to serve it on the same platter.
All on the same. Oh, wow.
Less dishes.
Okay.
No. It's all about feasting. Everybody gets in, everybody grabs from the same plate, and the bonus of less dishes. So just everything all together.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. Before we take our feast over to our table, pop over to our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, for the full recipe and shopping list. Okay.
So, Bonnie, I'm going to ask you to take this to the table, because I'm on a mission to find out what happened to the other half of these ribs.
Okay.
So you do that. I'll
Good
catch
luck.
up with you.
Ta-da! A feast for our wonderful guests.
With your lovely feast. Does it contain your nails, Bon
No,
Bizzle?
it doesn't. I didn't touch it.
I was worried about that.
I know, right?
What is this? I think everybody was kind of upset about that, making sure that there are no nails, and also just make sure you pick them out when you guys are doing it. You just want them to tuck in. I mean,
I didn't grate this time, don't worry.
This is one of those dishes you have to have at home, and everyone just tucks in and helps themselves. So, I mean, usually I would come and serve you, but I did an awkward thing yesterday where I was trying to serve you between questions, and it gets like kind of awkward. So welcome. You guys are welcome to this.
Kat, you know what I think would be absolutely fitting for this moment? If you did a live punt on television for why people should vote for you.
Oh, my goodness. Where's my camera?
Right in front of you.
South Africa. This is me, Katleho, your favorite presenter. No, I'm joking. Who says that? Listen, guys, I would really appreciate all of your votes. Please SMS the number 5 to 33101, and come the 20th, hopefully, I'll be bringing it back home.
I'm pretty sure I got a tweet from somebody to say that if Katleho ate ribs on live television, I'd probably vote for him.
Yep, and you don't need to ask me twice.
Wow.
I can't even get
fingers,
Listen, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna be like a nano. This is how much I want that Safta.
Oh, there we go. There's a vote just made it on its way.
Minnie, you're about to host an award show, which you're absolutely great at, and you've hosted numerous ones. And we have a designer at the table. Who's dressing you for the awards? Can you speak? Can you tell?
I can give a bit of a sneak peek. I will be in Khatjan Katia. Remember, the theme is imagination. So we're going very fairy tale princess. I think that's a little sneak peek that I can give you. So it's very different, and you can expect a collection. So it's going to look like something that's basically a runway show on the stage. It's super
I love it already.
So looking forward to horse, just knight in shining armor coming. Come down, Minnie. Super rough.
We're looking forward to the show.
Right? Yes.
We're looking forward to seeing what you guys are both wearing and how well you guys do on that red carpet. So make sure you guys join us again tomorrow for Afternoon Express, and tune in early, because during the first 15 minutes of the show, we're chatting to former 7 de Laan star Heinu Schmidt, and in the kitchen we're making barbecue chicken pizza with a very special guest. You don't want to miss it. Good night, South Africa. Happy eating. Bye.
Yes, happy eating indeed.
Yeah.
Bon appetit.
Can I get you one, Bob?
Yes.
Coming up tomorrow on Afternoon Express, we're joined by former 7 de Laan star turned Pasella presenter Heinu Schmidt, along with hip-hop artist Himmel Biersum, and Lakota Silva treats us to an exclusive performance.
Another feel-good production.
Hi YouTubers, thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to us. Join the Afternoon Express family by subscribing to our channel right here, and we'll keep you up to date with all our recipes and of course our fabulous episodes. Also, feel free to leave a comment and share this video. We do love it when you express yourself.